Hello, it's Fever from the future, or present, whatever way you want to look at it. But basically, I'm just gonna pop in here to say that this video is part 2 of my life story video that I uploaded part 1 about a week ago. And so if you haven't seen part 1 yet, please click back and go watch that. That link will be in the description. And yeah, I think that's about it. So back to where we left off. Whoa, first I just got really good at impersonating all the other alters. I figured out like who fronted during what activities, so I knew which alter to pretend to be. Whoa, but then I realized that it got super stressful to keep track of that, so I developed this thing. Whoa. That was basically like a face personality. Whoa, because we never really had like one host. Whoa, it's always been kind of like a bunch of co-hosts and like a group of main fronters. Whoa, so I... Whoa, or well, I guess I didn't develop it. I guess, okay, so we had it before, we had used it before. Whoa, but then for some reason in 8th grade we stopped using it. Whoa, and it was a disaster for a little bit, so I created a new one, but then I made it even easier. Whoa, by making it a protocol in the computer that anyone could access at any time just by, like, they could pull it up and look at the ways they were supposed to behave, they, like example recordings, example mannerisms, things they were supposed to be doing. Whoa, to behave as this fake personality. Whoa, so that's why for most of our life, except for a few months in 8th grade, we were very good at presenting as singular. Whoa, because everyone knew exactly how they were supposed to be behaving. Except for the few that didn't know we were a system. Whoa. But so basically, I didn't front whoa for a few months. Towards the end of 8th grade. Whoa. No, I didn't really front during 8th grade. Like, I was confusing 7th and 8th grade. That's what just happened. Whoa. So yeah, 7th grade, that whole thing happened. And then, there's a gap in my memory. I think I was briefly dormant. Whoa, because I remember there was another trauma, and I kept having these meltdowns, and all I can really remember for most of 8th grade, whoa, is just fronting to have breakdowns again. Whoa, but it was because I had been re-traumatized, and then also we had another traumatic incident that happened in 8th grade that was sexual trauma. Whoa, so, I kind of just had too much of it and I didn't know how to handle it, and so I was basically constantly breaking down. Whoa, so I started developing these masks for myself that I would slip into depending on the people I was around. Whoa, so if I was with the abusers we lived with, I would have this specific mask I would do. Whoa, and if I was with friends, I would have a completely different mask. But it depended on the friends. Whoa, like if I was with music friends, I would act a certain way. If I was with Science Olympiad friends, because we were in Science Olympiad, which I don't think that should be surprising based on how much I've talked about in science, how much science I've talked about in this video. Whoa, you know, that's really all of 8th grade I do remember. I did Science Olympiad. Whoa. Yeah, so I would go do, if I was with my science friends, I would act one way, I would act a different way, I would act a different way, I would act a different way. Whoa, but that was just me as myself. That wasn't even me behaving as the face personality, because this is when we didn't have one. Whoa, so I basically, whoa, I just kind of started using all these different masks for myself. And then the system also didn't know I existed. Because anyone who had known I existed, I had like put that amnesiac barrier up because I thought it would be safer for me if no one knew I existed. Because I didn't want to talk about our trauma. Or the trauma I experienced, and we were in therapy and they kept saying, yeah, there's this giant memory gap, like this was the lead up and then everything goes black. And I was like, good, you don't need to know what happened. I don't want to talk about what happened. We're just gonna pretend it didn't happen. So, basically, I know smiling is not the adequate emotion to be portraying right now, but, it's what I'm doing. I'm still in breakdown mode. So I basically had all these different masks, and I don't know exactly when I can say for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was the summer before 9th grade. That I developed the mask I use the most, or used to use the most. Which was the stereotypical sexual protector mask that you would expect to see from a sexual protector. Which is basically very promiscuous, very flirty, very impulsive. I just, instead of just using self-harm for a negative coping mechanism, I turned to other things. But I didn't have much access to them consistently until we moved to Washington. Now, Washington was a mess for everyone in the system. And I'm not going to go into a lot of details because Washington was a very dark time for me and for most of the system. But basically, I'm going to kind of skip over 9th grade because not much really happened. That I can remember, because basically I ended up reaching a breaking point so many times that I split, and a lot of trauma that should have been mine ended up going to other alters. That exists now, which is why we have so many sexual protectors. We have a lot. Most of them split off of me. Because since our brain was forcing me into these meltdown modes all the time, I was not only experiencing my initial trauma, but then I was also getting the chronic day-to-day trauma, and having to have these masks and switch between them and take control of all of this, and I didn't have control of any of it. And so I split quite a few times, just me as Fever. And then majorly the summer before we moved to Washington. But that's not something I'm going to go into at all. So basically, then once we were in Washington, any semblance of organization we had in the system just flew out the window. And I've talked to a few, one of my really, really close friends, who is also a system. We've talked about it, and I've just started noticing, the more I've been talking to him about it, well, not just him, like multiple people in their system, but I kind of just started noticing how, like, we were living like 100 different lives in Washington. Basically what I was doing was partying and using like substances to manage my pain, and I was continuing the self-harm. Uh-oh, and I was using like sex, and it just wasn't good. So basically I was in Washington and I was doing that. Whoa, and all my coping mechanisms were super unhealthy, but they made me feel stable. Whoa, even though I was not stable. And then someone decided that we needed to get out of the situation. We were in, and then it was March of 2018. And we were living in Michigan, and with different people in our family. And whoa, I didn't have any access to any of my coping mechanisms anymore. Whoa, which was probably a good thing, but it was also a bad thing. Whoa. So at that time, I was fronting a lot. Or no, it wasn't March. It was February. Whoa. Yeah, so I was kind of... Whoa, I was having a hard time, and it was very clear the body wanted me to be host yet again. Because I kept just like, whoa, I would wake up in the body, and then I'd go, why the fuck am I here? And then I'd go back into the inner world. And my issue was that I didn't like being in the inner world, and I didn't like fronting. So I just didn't want to really exist. Whoa, but I felt like I had to. Basically, I just would front and deal with things, and it was the way it was. And then Alex became host. Whoa. So I... Whoa. I started kind of paying attention in therapy. Whoa, but not participating. Just kind of listening, because I wanted to heal. I wanted to just move on from my trauma. Whoa, because kind of something I had done is I had never let myself actually like artistically express myself. I had like become co-con with other people if they were playing piano or drawing. And I would work on my skills that way. Whoa. But I didn't ever just do it as myself. Whoa. So basically, I like started doing that more because I don't know. And I kind of was just having this time, whoa, where I was just starting to figure myself out and realize I didn't know who I was. Whoa. And so basically, then the system discovered that I existed. Whoa. And I was not ready for that. Basically, since I wasn't ready for it and I felt threatened, I pulled up the typical sexual protector mask. And there had been a few people who had already known I existed. Like Zonk knew, Risen knew. The androids I programmed knew. I didn't create alters, but they split off, and then we both have pseudo memories of me creating them. So they knew, and I think Tyr knew. Whoa. And that's it. No one else knew that I existed. And then Alex found out I existed, and I panicked, and I pulled up the sexual protector mask, and that was the only mask I showed to the system. Because I didn't want, I didn't think they were ready. I didn't want a repeat of the last few times when anyone found out how massive the system was. I didn't think they were ready to know everything. I was very difficult. And I was a bit of a dick to most of the system. I started fronting a bit more as myself, I guess I should say. I basically would front and the sexual protector mask would be up. And I fronted maybe 3 or 4 times doing that. And then one night I just uh-oh. It's so complicated. What happened is so complicated. So I met the system I mentioned earlier. And I felt like genuinely like I could be myself. And I felt safe talking to them. And uh-oh. This isn't just a random thing, by the way, like, our systems had already been talking. And, I felt like I, like, had a genuine connection with this system. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I've, like, found people I can actually be myself around. Immediately followed by, I don't know who I am. So then I kind of had a massive breakdown, which was a BPD split that lasted, what, 3 days? I'm asking like someone's gonna give me the answer. Uh-oh, yeah, I think it was 3 days, and that was last, fuck, was that November? No, it was October. We were doing something for our drama department, or the school's drama department, and it was complete bullshit, and I didn't want to do it, but we were directing, so I had to do it. Uh-oh, and I was basically splitting the entire time and having to run a show, and I didn't even know anything about the show. Uh-oh, so, yeah. So basically then the body started forcing me, the brain started forcing me to be the host again. Uh-oh, because Alex had just gone dormant. Or not gone dormant, but thrown a tantrum and then went and hid. And has every opportunity to front and won't, which is good. But, basically, after those 3 days, I did a lot of thinking and I did a lot of self-reflection. And it was the first time I had a meltdown where I didn't turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms. For the most part. Uh-oh. I did a little bit on that first day. But then after that I didn't. And I finally like made the decision that I wanted to heal. And then our brain was just like, oh, so you're finally ready to be the host now? And I was like, wait, what? That's not what I meant, and now I'm the host. Uh-oh, I'm not the only host. There's 4 other co-hosts, but uh-oh, 4, 5 other co-hosts. Celeste, Max, Edge, Ember, Calvin, 5. In these past few months since I've become host, I've finally, like, figured out who I am. I don't like using labels on, like, gender or sexuality, but, I use he, they pronouns. So that's what you need to know for that. Also, I didn't explain my appearance earlier, which I probably should have, but you know, so clearly I'm an alien because I'm from the 9th dimension. Uh-oh, so I have like blue sparkly skin, and then I have purple eyes, but they change in shade depending on my emotions. So that's a thing. Also, my hair is naturally green, but I recently dyed it pink and also styled it completely differently. And I'm about 6 feet tall, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm like 6 feet tall. I haven't really, like, checked. That's just my guess based on how tall other people say they are. So I'm like, I'm about 6 feet tall, right? And then I dress very androgynously, but I am like biologically male. I look more male. But and that doesn't bother me. I'm like perfectly fine with the way I present myself in her world. Not so much how we present ourselves out here. Well, no, I am fine with how we present ourselves out here, actually. It just doesn't look like me. Also things I didn't mention. Yes, I'm 27. I think I mentioned my age, like I mentioned I was 19 when I split off. But I age annually. My birthday is sometime in February. I don't know why. I didn't split off in February. But just every February I just happen to notice that I'm a year older. And then also other things I've like realized about myself. I'm a huge nerd. I know more about science than I give myself credit for. I don't know enough. I don't know as much as I do inner world, but I know I know quite a bit. I just know a bunch of random science facts. Like I'll get in debates with people about random science shit all the time, just for no reason. I have really bad ADHD. I can't cook. I can, it just usually ends up being a disaster if no one's co-con or monitoring me. I really like cats. I used to hyperfixate on them. I don't anymore, but I used to. I am also, I would describe myself as an artist, just in all sense of the word. I enjoy like, I'm not good at writing, but I like writing. Like words, I mean. I think I'm pretty decent at writing music. I like composing and arranging and performing. And then art-wise, like drawing-wise, I would say my preferred medium is probably, it's actually a hard one. Probably watercolor pencil on canvas. I don't know why, I really like using watercolor pencils because you can like do a thing. You can like, what am I trying to say? You can be super detailed, but then still get the like finish of watercolor. So that's probably my favorite. Also, I like that I can draw and then still paint. You know? So I know this was supposed to be a Meet the Alters video, and it turned into kind of just like a sad ramble about my life. But you know, I mean, I don't know if it's really so sad, because it has a happy ending. I think. Because basically now, like, I know who I am. Like, for the first time I can, like, confidently say I know that who I, Fever Calcine, am. And I genuinely, I like who I am now. And I can say that confidently. About 90% of the time. Because, you know, probably not 90, 75 would be a more accurate estimate. But still, I'm getting there and I'm working on it. And I have friends, and I have a support system, and people who accept me, and I'm healing. I feel like I'm finally fulfilling the role I split off to fill. So I just want to end this by saying, no matter where you are on your journey right now, you may not know what your purpose is, you may not know why you exist the way that you do. Whoa, but there is a reason. And you exist for a reason. And your existence is important and you are valid. And I wish I could be more focused and not like looking like insane by like how much I'm blinking, but that tick decided to act up. So, you know, whoa, basically, you're valid and you have people who love you and care about you. Even if you haven't met them yet, there are people out there for you. You will find your people. Whoa. So yeah, that was a very interesting Meet the Alters video, if I do say so myself. Whoa. But that was incredibly therapeutic for me. Whoa, as well as I think potentially beneficial for other people to see. Because I know if I had heard anyone telling a story even kind of similar to my own when I was in a dark place, it really would have helped me to feel less alone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was long as fuck, and I hope you enjoyed it. But we really need to come up with an intro. Intro. Antri. It's very similar to the Portuguese. Uh-oh. I'm starting to dissociate, so maybe I can hopefully finally switch. That was kind of the point of this. Uh-oh. Yep. Oh, fuck. Hi, it's Celeste. Yep. Fuck. Oh my god, I didn't realize he was still filming. I thought he was done. Yep. Clearly he wasn't. Did he have an outro? Did he make one? Yep. Oh man, I feel so bad for him though, that poor thing. He's been stuck for like 2.5 days. Yep. So, hi, it's Celeste. I feel like he filmed for long enough, because I was kind of paying attention in Interworld. Not kind of, I was absolutely paying attention in Interworld. I think he filmed for long enough that I can just do the outro for him. Yep. That's so weird. I don't even know exactly what he talked about. I just know he's been filming for like 2 hours. Yep. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and comment. We do answer as many comments as we can. Yep. And I don't know. I will probably see you guys next, actually, because I'll be making a video next. So, bye.